here to participate in decisions that the nations are making about climate change and how that they're going to be impacting the youth of tomorrow that are going to be inheriting a lot of the problems as a result of climate change.
Okay, Jen, you're involved in this project. Tell me why you're interested, why you got involved, how you got involved, and what is it you do in Edmonton in connection with climate change?
Well, I'm actually from Edson. It's a small town near Edmonton, and we collaborate with youth from all across Canada using video conferencing. And it's just really great because we get to all work together and present things to our government that they maybe wouldn't have listened to if it was just one school. So by getting so many people involved, we really get our voices heard.
Right. Because there is a feeling the Canadian government perhaps isn't listening to its own people. I mean, what can you do about that? I mean, shout louder, talk louder, get more people involved? I mean, are young people in Canada generally interested in the subject?
I think there is some interest, but there has to be a lot more if we're going to get anything done. So I think that the program that Aaron's developing is really great. It's a website for youth to go on and take courses. I guess he'll tell you about it. Yeah. But it's just great to get more people involved because before I collaborated with this project, I had no idea about a lot of the issues and I wasn't really that interested, but now I am. So.
Thank you. And Derek, tell me about your involvement. How did you get involved in climate change? What is it that worries you, concerns you, interests you?
For me, it's kind of more, I'm more of an environmentalist, so I consider myself more of an efficientist, where I try to create the most efficient use of areas, and that's led me into climate change, where for me, environmentalism isn't about green technology or it's solar and wind. It's creating a whole ecosystem in which everything works in perfect harmony and to the greatest efficiency that you can make it.
I mean, we generally come to these conferences and it's middle-aged to elderly people in grey suits who are doing the negotiations. As a young person, I mean, do you feel that your voice is heard? Do you feel that your voice should be heard more than it is at the moment? Well,
yeah, I think the biggest evidence of this is that when I came on Monday to come to the conference, they said, no, you're a minor, you can't enter. And that's like, okay, I flew here. I guess I'll see you on Thursday. But no, but I seriously think that we really need to get more youth involved and to kind of open the doors because, let's be honest, they're going to inherit the earth and they're the ones who have to clean up this mess. So I think more youth involvement is definitely necessary. And what would you like to see out of this conference, out of this ongoing process of conferences? What do you think should emerge from the end of this 2 weeks? I think just a commitment to action, where it's not just talking about it, because talking about it is absolutely fine, but the actual action is what will get things done. So I think that's what I'd like to see out of it. Thank you. And Aaron, if you could tell me about the website.
Sure. So we have a couple of programs at our school, and it's based on the notion of intergenerational responsibility. Because a lot of the youth is left out of discussions when it comes to strategizing to mitigate climate change or anything really, I think it's really, really important that we recognize if we don't involve the youth, it creates a sense of intergenerational irresponsibility. Because the more that they're disconnected from the decisions we make, the less important they see their involvement. And if we involve them now, they can adapt a better philosophy and rationale for being more engaged. So we have a couple of programs at school, and one's called SLICE. That's my program. That's called Student-Led Initiatives for Sustainable Education. And basically, it's a model of education for sustainable development based on the United Nations concepts from the 1992 Rio talks. And it's all project-based learning in real time. It's an unscheduled course, so it's not confined to the four walls of the classroom. In fact, it extends learning beyond the four walls of the classroom and involves students in projects that are meaningful, engaging, and work towards solutions for real-world problems. We also have a program called Connects, which is all basically online collaboration. And students like Jen from Edson here and Derek from our school in Edmonton are able to talk about matters that concern them basically with students from all around the world. In a minute, I'd like to turn the mic over to Derek to talk about a climate change strategy that these students were involved in creating, and it was presented to the Parliament. In fact, using online technology while we were in the airport flying here. And It also involved voices from youth from Thailand, from India, from all across Canada, and so on. And we continually use this type of programming to show our students that the youth around the world are also concerned and they need to collaborate for change.
Well, Derek, if you could explain that climate change strategy.
So it wasn't so much more a climate change strategy as an online conference that we did where we brought together youth from across Canada. But we basically asked the youth what they want to see out of the Canadian government in terms of action for this conference. And what we really found was that the youth of Canada, they want action. They don't want talk. They want a real commitment into the 21st century and to kind of fix the climate change area.
We definitely thought that the government should sign on to some international agreement with other countries, and right now Canada is not really going in that direction, so we'd really like to push for them to make that decision and to help other developing countries out with sharing technology and things like that.